My name is Grace Manyagi. Welcome to the Real Kenyans of Hollywood.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. Our mission is to challenge, educate, motivate, and inspire the diaspora. Today, I have the pleasure of having a conversation with the Consul General Ambassador, Thomas Kwaka Omolo, alias Big Ted, as popularly known. Welcome, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Can you take this opportunity to, I know I have introduced you, can you take this opportunity to introduce yourself, who Big Ted is, in your own words?
Yes.
Or in a nutshell, let us know who is Big Ted.
Thank you for having me. My name is Thomas Kwaka Omolo, better known as Big Ted. I'm the Consul General, Ambassador for Kenya in Los Angeles, California, serving the 13 states on the west coast of America.
Oh, that's nice.
And I've been here for 2 years, serving this region and trying to harness and make sure that Kenya and Kenyans get the very best of whatever is available to them in this side, and also that this country is able to benefit from the great opportunities that the land of endless potential, Kenya, has.
Yes. I know you've been in the public service for over a decade. Can you take us through that journey? How did it all begin for you?
Well, I actually got into public service. Let me say civil service. So there's public service and civil service. Public service for me has been the number of years I've spent out there in the service, in the public, helping people for the last 28 years.
Yes.
I've been in this space, pushing and trying to direct a narrative, especially towards the creative economy and the arts. But I've also been in the business space and in the social justice space, whereby my whole aim and ambition is to give young people an opportunity and a seat at the table. Whether the table means that I create for them a table next to the big table that I'm in, if it means that I point them in the right direction, if it means that I'm the guy who calls them out whenever they make a mistake. That has been me. And now when my country called on me 2 years ago to get into this particular thing, I had been serving as the director for state branding and events at State House for the last 10 years, where my main agenda and responsibility was the farming up and the shaping of opinions and strategy and around the presidency. And we got involved with quite a bit of projects and events. So that forms the basis of what I've done for the last 10 years. My heart and desire is to see a Kenya where opportunities available in the world are also available to them in different forms and formats, through master classes, transfer of technology, human resource exports. So that I think will form a big base of what I've been doing and what I'm doing here. I'm also very much plugged into the community. And for me, one of the most important things that you have to understand when you're sent out as a diplomat is who are you going to serve? If I'm here to serve the interests of the country that I have been sent to, or you're here to serve the interests of the country you've been sent from, I think you have to be very, very careful about how you do it. So I'm plugged into the community, I love the community, and they love me back. I'm just part of the diaspora now.
So you've really worked with two regimes. His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. And our current president. Is there any difference between those two regimes?
Well, I think the difference usually comes with the manifestos. Because you see, every president who comes, every government which comes in, always gives a manifesto and says, this is my report card. This is how you'll judge me when I finish. Will I have done this and this and this and this? So the difference is just that. I served with the current president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, in the previous government. And I've been with him in the trenches a couple of times. So it's just the same thing with a different approach and emphasis on various things. Because at the end of the day, it's about legacy.
Why public service as opposed to private sector? When you made that decision that long time ago? Why did you choose public service as opposed to private sector?
Well, I remember I've been in the private sector for 28 years, you know.
Before you started?
Before I joined, I've only been in government for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And but for 28 years, I've been busy out there doing business, running businesses and enterprises. I've been burnt, I've been elevated and healed by doing lots of other things. So this one came because I was part of a team called the Digital Team, which helped His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the former president, and His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, our president right now, to come into power 10 years ago.
Yes.
So through that is how I got into civil service.
Yes.
And I became now a public servant through that particular effort.
What was your expectation the minute you got that letter that you've been sent as the Consul General, Ambassador for Los Angeles? How was that moment, and what did you expect? Were there any expectations or?
Yeah, definitely. What happened is I actually received a phone call.
Oh, it was a phone call?
Yes, the former president, who's my friend.
Yes.
All of them are my friends, actually.
Yes.
Called me, and we had a small conversation about something which he asked me, what do you think about a couple of things? I told him, and then he told me that, hey, I want to send you to LA.
Yes.
Now, prior to this, I had pushed him to a corner in various aspects. One, for the arts, so he knew I loved the arts.
Yes.
And he knew I loved the creative economy. One of them was, I'm a music promoter in Kenya, and I had brought into Kenya one of the biggest groups, UB40, and that is his favorite group.
Oh, okay.
So I got them to hang out with him, I got them to just sit with him, and these are legends who he loves. You know, so through that and through us having a tete-a-tete and just sitting down over a cup of tea for like about 5 hours,
yes,
he got to understand my love and dream and desire for the creative economy.
Yes.
And I think the impression or the hope was that I can come out here and try and harness as much as possible for the Kenyan creative economy.
Yes.
So it was a phone call, he made it, and when he told me that, I wasn't sure what he meant by me, because I never ever asked for the job.
Yes.
And I didn't even know what ambassadors do on a day-to-day. Like, I was as green as everybody else, you know. So, but when I walked in there and into this office, I found out that many times the jobs or the things that you hear about, you don't really know what they need when you get to the ground. Yes. And something I want to say about civil service. Yes, there's the description, job description, but there's also your description. As a person, you may have the best qualifications on paper, but you have very poor character.
Correct.
Which means you'll come, you'll have your PhD, your everything, but when you get to that station or to that office, you can't serve because you don't have what it takes. And I think maybe even in future, when I become president,
yes,
most of the appointments, I think it needs to be about your heart and your passion.
Yes.
Because you see, you have people who are serving right now, even in the legislature and other places, whose passion is zero, but they have the vote.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes in governments you have people who don't deliver. But also you have a person like our president,
yes,
whose passion is too much.
Yes,
now the people who are not used to a pushy president,
yes,
are saying, oh, now you're pushing too much.
Yes.
He's pushing it because he's passionate.
He's passionate and he can see the end goal.
For example, he wants us to go to affordable housing, and he said we shall do it.
Yes.
Now, I don't think he wants to buy those houses. They're not his. He has houses.
Yes.
But it's because the mortgage situation in Kenya is in a problem.
Yes.
So we must go into a system that is able to enable the ordinary mwananchi to get a credit rating system and to get a property.
Yes.
Once we do that, and if you look at the numbers we have for about mortgages and everything else, the next thing is universal health.
Yes.
Now, we say we don't want to pay. I have lived in America for 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
I know, regardless of what you do, you must have insurance. It's not a conversation you'll have with everyone.
Even insurance is
whether you're having $10, whether you're having $10 or 20, you must have insurance.
Yes.
You know, so there are taxes in a country like America, which is not a discussion. It's so that you don't become a burden
Yes.
to your country.
Correct.
We cannot have systems whereby the country is suffering trying to make it, but we keep loading a burden
Yes.
onto the same system. We need to release the system to be able to give us what we want from it. In America, they have a credit system.
Yes.
They understand that whatever rate they pay you may not be adequate enough for you for a month. That is why the government has created a system which enables you to get credit easily.
Yes.
Then you're able to have a good car, a good house, a good clothes if you're disciplined. I think that's what we're looking at as we go into Kenya.
Okay, I will go back to your assignment. You said you're very green, you didn't know anything about it. You got here. How has the journey been, being a consulate general? How did you adjust? How did you settle down?
One of the biggest things is expectation.
Yes.
And we always say that expectation is the robber of experience. Because you see, sometimes you come with such a high expectation. I think for me, and I don't speak for everybody else, it's like eating sushi. You know, it's rolled out so nicely. The rice is in some vegetables. When you taste it, you're like, oh my God, what are this? My wife loves sushi. But for the love of God, I cannot stand it.
Yes.
So for me, the expectation might be, oh my God, I'm going to this. And I keep on telling guys about Los Angeles or America. I tell guys, it's not heaven. Regardless of what guys think, it is not heaven.
It's not heaven.
Here, if you don't work, you die.
You die or become homeless.
Your dreams die. You die.
Yeah, you die
yourself.
because your dreams die.
Because people assume that if you walk into America, you're picking money on the street.
Exactly. Someone
told me that, Ted, I want to come there and do 1, 2, 3. Ask them where. I asked them, what about the guys who are here? You think they don't want to do that? So I think it's the expectation vis-a-vis the dream. We were sold to the dream. I'm a very spiritual guy, so I'm going to go spiritual.
Correct.
The Bible says that the promise was, I'm taking you to a land filled with milk and honey. All of us run for that part of milk and honey.
Yes.
But we do not have the unction to think that God did not tell us about the bees.
They're like honeyers
that make the honey, the owners of the honey.
They want to protect it.
He didn't tell us about the cows that need to be fed so that you can get the milk.
Correct.
We only had milk and honey. America and life is milk and honey.
Milk and honey.
It is available to anyone. They say America is a land where any of your dreams can come to. Well and good. Same for Kenya. But you must put in the work.
Yeah, opportunities are everywhere.
You must put in the work.
Yeah, you must put in
the work. So I
work.
walked in here and let me say that it was a bit of a culture shock. Number one, understanding how the communities are set up.
Yes.
Because I've been sent to the Kenyan community, East Africa and the world. Coming there and finding out that there's a very different dynamic to the Kenyan community in Kenya and the Kenyan community here in the diaspora.
Yes.
Trying to understand the diaspora and saying, okay, what do they need the most? We come here and want to push trade and other things, which is good. But I said, these guys also need a relationship.
Yes.
Because any human being is based on a relational level. So I came in and I decided that, you know what? The first thing I will do is I will build a relationship.
Yes.
And that's what I've been trying to do, is to build a relationship with the people so that by the time we say, okay, now we want to do trade.
Yeah.
You already understand, I listen to you.
Yes.
Right now, I've met people who ideally would never visit the consulate, would never go for Kenyan events, never socialize with Kenyans, but now are opening up. Why? Because they feel, you know what, this guy understands us, he's one of us. So now we can actually listen, we can actually now cooperate. I attended a very hostile meeting in one of the regions there last year. There were about 4,000 people heckling. And till today, they're asking me, how did I calm down those guys? Now, the thing was very simple.
Do you mind if I ask you, where was this?
It was in Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle, yeah.
Yes, they were waiting for a service, which was taking a bit of a time, and it wasn't there. And
Kenyan community?
Kenyan community, yes. And here in Seattle, in LA, I came and I put together the African communities last year to celebrate the African Day.
Yes.
And I got together the consul generals, we are only 3 from Africa, and then I got the honorary consul generals, about 2 others.
Yes.
And then I got community leaders. to come and for us to celebrate Africa. And we had one of the biggest celebrations of Africa.
Yes.
I've also been able to go out and bring out the other communities who are there and see what can we be able to do. Now, the world is looking towards Africa.
Yes.
As a potential market. And this is actually something that I would like to suggest to any Kenyan out there with money or with resources. Invest in Kenya. Invest in Africa.
Yes.
Africa is the future. Why? Because the whole world seems to know that there's something happening in Africa, apart from Africans. We are running this way, they are running that way.
Yeah.
So what are they seeing there which we are not? What are they seeing? Endless opportunity and potential. How? The Western world has finished almost all its social problems.
Yes.
In this house right now, it's heated.
Yes.
But there is a fireplace which is gas heated. There's water, and they give an assurance in this town that you can drink the tap water and not get sick. There is transport. They tell you 1 hour you can be in a place. If you go to the app, it will tell you how many minutes it will take you to get to the next spot. There is delivery. I don't have to leave the house. I can call.
Public, transit.
Public transport tell you from here to the next stop, if you use this line, it is 1 hour.
And the bus will be in this
at this time. They have finished all their social problems.
Yes.
So the only other place with potential for growth and exponential growth is Africa. So now they're coming to Africa to to make systems. Everybody is seeing that thing, but not the Africans. The Africans are not investing in the game in Africa.
Why do you think Kenyans or in general Africans are not investing in their own countries?
One, because we bought the American dream. You see, think about it this way. The dream was not built for Kenyans.
Yes.
They when they were building the dream, they didn't think that Kenyans are coming, so let's create for them a dream. No. It was for their own people. And I think that's another thing, side point. That's why very many people who come here, some of them end up getting frustrated because they come with the American dream in their head, only to come and find that that dream must be made to work. Nobody's giving you anything here for free. Now, there are people like you who have found great success, and congratulations.
Thank you.
But you are the minority of who can say, I will sit at home the whole month and not work. You know very well in America, you're one paycheck away from being homeless. But let me run back to the other thing of why people are not seeing. Number two, any opportunity, in fact, in the Bible, any miracle began as a crisis.
Yes.
Think about the wine running out at the wedding. It was, oh my God, we don't have wine. Now, instead of them saying, let's move from this party, we go to another party with wine, the solution was, let's make wine here.
Yeah.
Now, in Africa, the mean age of the population is 19 years of age. Here, the mean age is 60. Now, think about it. If 19 is the mean age, and we are 1+ billion people, in the next 10 years, times 10, we will have the biggest consumption population on earth. What does that mean? That means there is opportunity in each and every aspect.
Yes.
I have a friend of mine called Eric who's thinking of investing in electric bicycles and vehicles. He is right on the money.
Yes.
Because mobility is what we call the last mile for anything in the world. America is big on last mile. You know why? That's why you have the Amazons. That's why you have the UPSs. That's why you have all these people who deliver last mile.
Yeah.
So if you think about it in terms of an area which doesn't have a well-established road network and infrastructure, that actually is it. A cheap, affordable, accessible mode of transport.
Yes.
We have scooters here. I love scooters. I do scooters every Sunday with my wife. We go for miles and miles. But before that picks up well in Kenya, we need to pave our sidewalks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We need to train our drivers well. So what's the opportunity? The opportunity is, how can I ride something
There has to be that bike lane.
Exactly.
So that you don't get hit by
before that, I can do the parts.
Yes.
But it needs a more agile vehicle. So
yes.
I'm thinking that we need to get solutions to the problems that we have. Now, Africa, we may say we don't have the money for that. Partner. Either with ourselves or with those who are coming. So that the biggest issue that we have is this. The saying is, and this is by Chinua Achebe.
Yes.
He said, until the lion learns how to write, all the stories of the hunt will glorify the hunter. My dear, until Africans learn how to write their story.
Yes.
20 years, 30 years from now, your grandchildren will be told a story how again Africa was saved by the same people who in the first thing killed their grandfathers.
Yes.
Because we are not there to write our story. And there's something which you need to look at. It's called the recolonization of Africa. But Africa is giving itself up. So we need to get involved in the narrative. Let's not be so quick to judge a government which tells you, let us build 500,000 houses. You are thinking the negative, but all these guys are coming from the world to build those same houses. Now, Nancy, let me ask you, sorry.
Grace.
Yes, let me ask you something. Your sister is in my mind, so.
Uh-oh, I'm here.
So, think about it. If we say we want to build the houses, it means that there's dignity living.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, it means there's job creation. Number two, three, there's modernization. Number four, organized living areas have less crime.
It's more security.
Because you can get everything to them in real time.
Right.
You know? Number five, which is the very, very biggest, logistics.
Yes.
One of the reasons that we don't necessarily have the Amazons in Kenya heavy is because of last mile. For example, if you live in, for the purposes of just conversation, on Kiambu Road, in Moshada village, how do you describe to the mailman your house in the middle of the village that he can be able to deliver the thing at your doorstep?
It's not possible.
So
we don't have any addresses.
Exactly.
We don't have those addresses.
So there's so much opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, Google, Amazon, DoorDash, Uber, all of them are looking for someone to build the infrastructure for them to come in.
Because I think at this point, even if they had to deliver something like, let's say in the city, it has to be in a warehouse. If you bought something through Amazon, then you have to go and pick it up at an Amazon warehouse. Because you don't have any address where they can deliver at the door.
If you see, previously we used to use land number.
Yeah.
So let's say the land number here is 44, but there are 20 apartments.
You don't know where to.
So I come here and there are 20. Where do I deliver this thing?
And if you leave them at the door, they'll be gone.
But which door? Because you don't even know which door.
And I'm saying if you leave them at the front of the building.
So we need to be really, really proactive. And my greatest fear is that even the generations that we are building here who have seen these things work, and that's another why we keep on asking people to come back home, come back and plug in, because you see, you've lived here, you have experience of how it's working. For example, if I go back home, I'm a better worker. Why? Because I've been exposed to another system which I can come and in my small office, big office, whichever office, be able to influence other people. So it's good to come, but also it's good to go back. So we are part and parcel of this great thing which is about to happen in Africa.
The other thing I see, like when people from the diaspora are going back home, they get a lot of resistance at the airport. You brought all these things, most of them are gifts, you want to give to your people. You are harassed at the airport, and I think when people come back, you're coming back to a foreign country, and you are treated so nicely. Let's say you have a green card, or you are a citizen, or you have dual citizenship. You come at the airport, let's say LAX, they treat you very nicely, welcome back, but you're going back home, it's not the same reception. So I guess that's one of...
So two things which I want to address there. Number one, America And I find this with the diaspora, that the diaspora behave like ostriches in the sun.
Yeah.
The diaspora seems to soften their stance when talking about the Americas than when they're talking about their own home country. There is something called the East Africa Customs and Excise Act. It wasn't made by the guy at the airport.
No, he's just following.
It is a law.
Yeah.
America also has. By the way, you cannot come into America with anything above $700 without declaring.
Food anyway.
No, even products without declaring. The problem is, if you don't declare, it doesn't make it right. In America, the law is $700.
Yes.
They have a right to open your bag and tell you these things are not. Show us the receipts. Show us your purchase receipts and everything. Kenya is $500 because of the economical scale, and it is a law. Now, the fact that it has happened for a long time unchecked doesn't make it right. So that is the first thing. Second thing is the issue of being mistreated, and I don't make any excuses for that. And I'm a great purveyor of good manners.
Yes.
Treating somebody badly, regardless of whoever they are and whatever they can do to you, is just bad manners. It is just bad upbringing. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're in Kenya,
ethics,
whether you are in any other country, that is wrong. And I think maybe I'll speak a bit openly here. I think sometimes the attitude, and that's why very many of the departments in Kenya have been trying to change the attitude. I don't know if you heard about the new police act. It's a friendly service. Even in prisons, we even introduced TVs and visiting days, and right now we're trying to put in conjugal rights and everything. So the whole country is changing.
Yeah.
But the problem is, remember that most of the civil service in the world was set up by the colonial system before.
Yes.
And they raised, because they ruled with an iron fist, they got other assistants and told them, even you rule with an iron fist. That guy once ruled with an iron. So I'm the owner of the house. I rule with an iron fist.
Yes.
My watchman, because I rule with an iron fist, also rules with an iron fist at the door.
Yeah.
So it trickles down. And you find that everybody is ruling with an iron fist. But the modern way of service, I think, is not that way.
Yes.
You remember, even right now, even in the churches, we're having a whole change, radical shift towards how even priests and preachers relate to the public.
Yes.
Zamani ilikuwa, don't come to me, I'm a holy guy, and everything. But with the changing times, everybody is now changing how they operate.
Yeah.
I don't make any excuses for bad habit by civil servants or civil service. That one needs to be curtailed and it needs to be stopped, because the person who you're serving is actually paying your salary.
Correct.
And it needs to be very, very clear about that. So a retraining of staff is very important, but also policy comes into play.
Yeah.
I'm not a tribalist, but I'm tribal.
Yeah.
Tribal meaning I have a tribe which I belong to and I come from, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And then there's a tribe which my wife is a different tribe. My kids, by the way, are of a Meru mom. My wife is Kisi. I'm Luo. The mom is Luya. I'm everything, you know. I speak
and I'm
Kikuyu.
your friend.
Yes,
I'm Kikuyu.
you know. And there are Kambas and Somalis.
Yeah.
And that's the difference within the generation which is there now and the other one. Why this generation will be able to achieve more is because they do not know tribe.
Yeah, they have no barriers.
So they don't know this thing you're trying to tell them, oh, you know, we are, you know, they're like, no, but we are friends. Like, they're wondering, where is the issue?
You look the same.
Yeah, because they won't buy your stories of, oh, you know, these ones wanafanyanga hivi, wakikuyu wanaiba pesa, wale wanafanya hivi. They'll be like, but my friend has never stolen my money, you know?
Yeah.
So those kind of things will end.
Yeah.
So I'm tribal, and there's where I come from, and there's the way we relate with people,
Yes.
and everything. So I celebrate my tribe,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah. You should.
but I don't celebrate my tribe at the expense of your tribe.
My tribe. Yeah.
So, for example, if I'm here and I'm with my tribesmate, and I start speaking in our tribe,
Yeah.
now there is pride, but also there's ignorance.
Yeah.
There's pride of all of us are the same, so we're talking because we're communicating.
Yes.
But now there is us talking and leaving you out. That's not communication,
No.
you know, and
Yes.
everything. So things like that, even in the workplace, needs to change.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
But also I have another different perspective. I think at some point Africans and Kenyans must be proud to speak their language.
Yes.
Even in the workplace. But in an area where everybody understands.
Yes.
You know why? Because many times, even here in America, I'm seeing that you having your success is judged with how best you can speak another person's language. It cannot be success. Oh, so because I speak better English, then I'm better. You know? That cannot be the element how we judge success.
No.
But my friends, whenever we go for any international engagement and the Spanish president comes on stage, he doesn't bother to speak in English.
No.
He speaks in Spanish.
Spanish.
It's you guys to get an interpreter.
Yeah.
And I think sometime we also need to just dive and say, me, I'll speak Luo, get a Luo interpreter. But I think the colonialists did a good job at shaming our languages,
Yes.
our culture, our beliefs, our dreams and our hopes. They told us so many bad things about us that we are embarrassed to be us. So when you come to their country, you want to run quickly and leave your heritage away because you're feeling it is not nice. You know, it is not cultured because they told us so many bad things. But if you think about it, many of the things they told us not to do, they are going back to do.
To doing them, yes, you're right. I think the other question I would like to ask you is that I know that your job is very demanding. How have you managed to promote tourism, investments, and diaspora affairs in the Southern California region? For the short time you've been here, it's 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. It's a short time, but I know you have done a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind?
So let me mix this up. They said, Mahatma Gandhi said, I would have been a Christian if not for the Christians. So I think one of the other ways that we can actually attract people.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. The best example of Kenya is you diasporans.
Yes.
Because you see, you're every day with these guys in the office. You see, I'll come once, but you're the best ambassador Kenya can have. So I think if we are able to, inafaa tuwe na mchangio ya uzalendo. Do you know why? Because you will be talking so much about Kenya that somebody else will want. Now, I have taken 142 people to Kenya so far.
I talk about Kenya a lot. At my place of work, on my unit, I'm the only black. Everybody else is white or Spanish or Asian and all that. And I'm proud to be dark. I always ask them, are you asking me because I'm dark? I bulldoze them, so now they look like I open my eyes. So they respect me a lot. And I tell them about Kenya, I tell them about Africa. And I like to travel, so they know. They ask me, Grace, when do you work? You're always traveling.
Yeah. Even your sister, when does she work?
Yeah. At least she's self-employed.
Yeah.
I'm not. So I'll tell them where I go, and I squeeze my days here and there. But I tell them about Kenya, and they all want to come to Kenya. So actually, I was telling my sister, you should organize to take them to Kenya.
So let me tell you. So last year, I took 74 people to Kenya. Through just talking to them.
Yeah.
The first group was a group of some higher net individuals from here, about 12, 13.
Did you go with them?
Yes. No, I didn't go to Kenya with them, but
you organized.
These are billionaires. They went to Kenya and they had a great time. The next group which went was for African Americans. They went in November. I was there with them. And I'm going in May, but they're coming in June. I have a team of 56 African Americans coming to Kenya.
Where did you take them?
So the experiences are different. The experience that a Caucasian visitor wants is totally different from what African American wants.
Correct. Yeah.
Caucasians can go to the bush and sit there for 3 weeks and and look at the same sunset and tell you every day, oh my God, that is so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
And
they can see the same lion every day. You know, when I go to Nairobi, you go to Nairobi National Park and I see a lion. And in the Masai Mara, I'm like, I don't even know if the same lion was brought here. Maybe Kenya has one lion, it's just being rotated around. You know, you don't know.
No, that's
but
true.
Then they can tell you, look at the ears, look at this, look at that, look at that. The African Americans don't have patience for that. In fact, what they say is, one day, and we're not sleeping there. Take us one day, the next day, take us out. We want to go see other things. Now they're into culture.
They want to see how we live.
They're big on spirituality.
Food.
They're big food. They're big on the vibe. They're big on things that feel good experiences.
Yes.
Black tie dinner.
Yeah.
You know, dancing. So when we go with these guys to Kenya,
and seeing everybody's like, majority of the people are black.
We have a day we're actually going dancing.
Yes.
And the day everybody dresses up.
Yes.
And we're going to take them out dancing to the best clubs and everything and dine and everything. That is the experience. The Caucasians are pretty different. And also the tourism SPI has changed, which means the unique indicator of defining of this particular person has changed. In the 70s and 80s, 90s, I guess the tourist who used to come to Kenya was 55 and above.
Yes.
Right now, the tourist is actually 18, 19. Because they do exactly what you're saying. They take 2 days, 4 days, they go and come back. But this old guy is thinking, I'll do 21 hours to spend 2 days and come back. He says it's not worth it, you know. And then also there are things which these young people are looking for. They're looking for the thrill and adventure. I have a group of Kenyans from Kenya right now here, about 8, 6, 7 Kenyans who have taken a cruise down from in the Bahamas, down the Caribbean, coming down. They came down to Florida and now to Miami. Now they flew into various areas. They're in LA today and tomorrow and the next day, and then they fly back to go back on the cruise and head out to Jamaica. Now, that's the kind of definition of a tourist who you have now.
Correct.
The group I'm taking next month, in June, are older. What do they want to see? Social justice. They want to go and sit with the old people. They want to, we have gotten an appointment, a kind appointment with His Royal Highness, the King of Mumia Nabongo, Nabongo II, because they want to know about heritage. They want to understand, how did this whole thing happen? How did Africa come? How did the royalties happen? Now let me tell you something.
Yes.
If we do not get your kids and your kids' kids to understand that, there'll be those tourists in 30 years who will go to Kenya to now look, my mother was from this village. That time she'll find it's already developed like Nairobi. Now she starts looking for people and trying to trace the family tree. And these are things which I think even as a country we need to do. Even with your kids, I've done it with my kids, and I've done my family tree. I had to call my parents, call my uncles, call my aunties, and try and build this family tree. To the 10th generation. You know, one family which has been able to do it very well is the Awori family, the Awori family. Also the Ndego family, the Sam Koinange family. They've managed to do it so deeply that the cousins understand where they're coming from, and you know your grandfather. That's what these guys want to know. They want to know, was I a king's child? Or, you know? So that's what we've been doing. Number 2, connecting people interested in groupings like you with opportunities in Kenya. So that if your people come out there, they don't have issues at the airport. They don't have delays. They're not conned. People don't take advantage of their honesty and their innocence. But also we've been able to try and push Kenya as much as possible in events, exhibitions, happenings, and everything else that has been happening.
Okay. What challenges have you faced as the Consul General Ambassador in Los Angeles, and how have you been able to overcome?
One of the biggest challenges is exactly what we're doing right now, information. How do we disseminate information?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you, regardless of what we think about America, and you think, oh, these guys never do this, never do that. Anytime we live in LA with you.
Yes.
Anytime there's an earthquake, or a threat of an earthquake,
yes,
or even a threat of flooding,
yes,
what do? Your phone has to vibrate.
Yeah.
And it lets out a beep.
You get an alert.
They don't care whether you are feeling, oh, me, that's my right, that's my human. No.
You get an alert.
They'll get an alert.
Yes.
It's been built that way so that the day there's an issue where they have to evacuate you, your phone will ring.
Yes.
Now, we try and get Kenyans to give us their numbers. And it becomes a problem.
I thought you had a big base at the embassy.
When you have a database of people who don't pick up the calls or they have changed their numbers,
then that's,
and they don't send it back. We actually have right now quite a bit of passports, IDs, and documents of people who applied. They came, but these guys moved. So either the things will be sent to the wrong address, and then you show up again after 3 months and say, but I was here, I applied, I gave you what was the address? I moved, but you should have called me.
The phone didn't change.
Yeah. You know? So there are all those levels that we must agree that for us to have an effective system, that has to happen. We have to agree to get in. Right now, the best way of communication is through with the church elders, community leaders, opinion leaders, and social media. And that's one of the things that I embraced. And this is my theory. Kenyans are only found in 5 places. Worldwide. At Binguni, I think it will be the 5th place. Number 1, church. Kenyans love God.
Church.
We might drink with you till morning on Saturday.
But church, they go.
10 o'clock, we're in church. Whether we are reeking of alcohol or whatever, we will go to church, sit there, sing in the choir, do everything, va kitamba, motaratara, and get out.
Yes.
2, funerals.
Yes.
How many times have you gone for a funeral of a person you have no idea who they are, but you just want
that connection.
You want to cry with those who are crying.
Yes.
Because that's how we were brought up. You know.
Yeah.
Number 3.
In a club.
Itera. Rorashio. Wadaivege. Nyombo. Aye. All those things. You just hear, hey, so and so's son,
is getting married.
They've not so and so's son's nephew is getting married. But we're having a Ronashio. You're like, already you think, hey, Kitembe. Hey, let's go. We're going. Are you going? You drive all the way.
Call each other and see, have you been invited?
You get there, you find Kumbe, they are Maasais. You don't know Kimasai, but you're dancing everything, you're inside.
Yes.
We love celebrating with people.
Yes.
When a child is born to the village, not to the parents. Because you raise them as a village.
Yeah.
Number 4. Kenyans will always be
Kenyans.
At
a club, I guess.
Washerehe.
The club,
Anywhere and
drinking and eating.
I tell my friends here, 2 Kenyans is a party.
And if there's no food and drink,
because 2 of us now will just be here with even me and you will just say, hey, we have a glass of wine. And then you just tell me, hey, by the way, Nancy was passing by, can she come? Yes, she has her friend.
And
then I tell you,
gonna pick me up.
And then Kidogo, I say, let me kill kanyama. We start cooking. And then Kidogo Nancy says, by the way, guys, I was going to Nani's house to make nyambuzi. So we go.
So we leave this one and now
we buy a drink. Before we get there, 10 other guys have done this. It's a party already.
It's a party. Kenyans love to party.
You can get Kenyans at the 5th one in parties.
And as long as there is food and drinks, they'll show up.
So
if there's no food and drinks, they're not gonna come.
I came here and I decided that, you know what? I will follow Kenyans to those 5 places. And I'm in those 5 places every time. I'm deep in the community because those 5 things define the Kenyan person.
You know, you are the first Consul General Ambassador in Los Angeles.
Say it louder, say it louder.
You are the first. I've been here close to 2 decades. I've been like, I think 15 years. And seeing the Consul General at his office or casually, so it's like a taboo. So you are the first Consul General ambassador in Los Angeles to give those kind of services. And the other question I was going to ask you is, I've seen you in a lot of social organizations. How many of them did you start, and how many of them do you belong to?
Number one, I'm in about 200 WhatsApp groups. I haven't touched my phone.
Wakenya Wakali.
I haven't touched my phone. And Wakenya Wakali is just one. In LA, there are about 10 different groups. I'm in groups in Riverside, community groups. I'm in groups in Temecula. I'm in groups in San Diego. I'm in groups in San Francisco. I'm in Seattle alone. I have just joined another group this morning. Caregivers something. I'm in Nurses Group of America. Now, of course, it needs time and dedication. But I decided that's the only way I'll get people. They say if the mountain can't come to you,
you go to the mountain.
So I said, let me just go out of the way and try and get the very, very best out of everybody. And it meant I go out there. I've started quite a bit of groups. I have groups for promoters, creatives. I have one I've just done in Seattle called the All Star. I have an All Star one in Kenya, but I've started an All Star one here. What's an All Star group? All Star group is where I identify young people who have good talent.
Oh, good.
Yes. So we have that. We started another one here called USA Kenya Parents and Teens. And this one was in response to the teen crisis that we are having here in America, where we every fortnight on a Friday night would hang out with the kids and the parents. So all parents had to come and the kids, and we would play games and we'd talk. And every Friday I would bring in a Kenyan celebrity. Now why? Because we also need to give our Kenyan kids something to brag about. You see, the American kids can brag about LeBron. Wow. But now your child is left there wondering, who will I say is mine?
My king.
The Latinos said, you guys know so and so, it's Latino. But how do they say the Kenyan one? One of the things we have to do is bring our celebrities to these kids. Do you know why? When 4 weeks ago we had the LA Marathon, which of course was won by Kenyans, and I had a dinner in my house.
Which you didn't invite me, but it's okay. I get it.
It was, yes.
No, I'm just
she's serious, by the way. I apologize. And one of the people who came brought her kids. The kids came and they met the winners of the LA Marathon. And I told them, take a picture, all of you selfies. And we took good pictures. And we told them, when you go to school tomorrow, brag.
Kenyans.
Make sure you rub it on everybody's face. So they'd go and ask him, do you guys know who won the marathon? So he said, I don't know. It was won by a Kenyan. Look at this picture. This is me with the winner and everything. Do you know how many LA people are there? 200 and something thousand. And it was won by a Kenyan. Like, rub it in. Give them a reason to be proud to be Kenyans.
That's true. So, like I said, I've been here over 2 decades. I want to give you, sometimes we forget to give congratulations or flowers when people can really appreciate them. So for me, I'm going to give my flowers to you now.
Thank you.
And tell you, you have changed the way the consulate communicates with its citizenry. Is that what you want us to remember you as your legacy? Or what do you want us to remember you for?
By the way, on that part of flowers, by the way, since I haven't received my cash app is, and my very own. See, hapa tu the story too. Kizungu mingi na catwalk. Ati nini. 15 years. Where hapo kuna cash app.
But let me tell you.
Tuma hapo cash app. Usi nini?
Okay.
Maisha no maya.
Yeah, I understand.
So, for me, I want to be remembered to be a man helped by God.
Yes.
To change and affect his community. when I came here, I didn't come with the sterling curriculum vitae of your typical diplomat.
Correct.
But when I came here, I was able to understand what the community wanted.
Yes.
So remember me as a guy who came and who did his best to make sure that the community fell in love with Kenya again.
Yes. I was going to ask just before I said I'm going to let the foot off the pedal and ask you a few questions first. First of all, I want to know, since you've been in Hollywood, this show is Real Kenyans of Hollywood. Have you rubbed shoulders with some celebrities? And if so, can you give us a few of those celebrities?
Snoop Dogg.
You have done with me. I'm one of the celebrities. One of the celebrities. So at least apart from me.
So well, quite a bit of people. I've met lots of people in the movie industry. I've met people in tech. I've met people in corporate blue chip, corporate. I've met great influencers of time, Oprah Winfrey,
yes,
Stedman, the partner, the husband, Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes,
yes,
P. Diddy,
with
all his drama and everything. I've met Adam Sandler. I've met so many. I've met Hang and Mr. Cooper. That is actually one of the guys. That's one of the guys who I met. And
you're not always in the office.
He was my childhood hero because we grew up watching it, hang out with Mr. Cooper in Kenya.
Yes.
So when I met him, it was in a comedy club, and they were seated at the corner, and I was so afraid that I asked the bouncer, "Can I go speak to that guy?" He was like, "No, go talk to him." So I walked in and I just told him, "Oh, by the way, I'm from Kenya." I started rambling things. He's like, "Kenya, Ben Jipcho." I know. Can you imagine he knew Ben Jipcho?
Yeah.
What if we use people like those athletes to push our agenda here? You know?
That's what I'm saying. At least you get out of.
I met, when I met Oprah, we were talking, and then they asked me, "What would you want us? What do you want? What's in this for you?" I go like, no, I just want, and I said, I only have one bullet. If I mess up this bullet, it's a wrap. Because people will ask, "What do you want?" Say, "Oh, me, I want to make money. I want a shamba." No. I just told her, "You know what? I want to be your friend, so that anytime I can always come to you for advice."
Yes.
Now I've never used.
You've never used
friendship.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because with many people, you only have that one bullet.
One bullet.
If you shoot it wrong, it's gone.
Yeah.
So for me, it also takes them back and wonder. Everybody from Africa comes here with a big
They want money, or they want.
They're like, "Oh, you know, people are dying in Africa." I hate that narrative. If anybody ever says that thing next to me, I tell them, "Not in Kenya." Yeah. No. Kenya, we don't have that problem.
Yeah.
What Kenya needs is opportunities. We don't need aid.
No.
We need partnership.
Yes.
You know, and I'm very, very clear about that. And I said, I will never ever go to any organization with a begging bowl. That one I told people, forget. Never come to my office and say we want to take underwears to Kenya. I'm like, no, we can buy our own underwears.
What do we need? Than that.
We need factories.
Yes.
We need schools. We need colleges. We need help in scaling up our skills. That is what we require.
Right.
These other things we can buy for ourselves.
That's right. Okay, that's good.
Sorry, which celebrity have you met?
Oh, you know me, I'm a big fan of sports. So I met my
LeBron.
Best and favorite basketball player. I love all sports and I watch everything and I know all those players.
Yes.
I met Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
that's my favorite of all times.
Yes.
I've met LeBron. I used to have
and you also met Samido. You love Samido.
Oh, I love Samido.
You remember?
I have a very nice picture. I can show you. Oh, me and Samido.
So right there, we are funded. Uko na fan. Lakini piga salute kwanza. Hakuna mambo kwa uniform. Yeah? Huyu afande anapiga gitaa bala yako match huko hivi.
No, he said I was listening to his interview the other time. People asking, when do you work?
Yeah.
And he says he's stationed at Westlands.
Yes, even Ferdinand Omanyala is actually a policeman, and this is, I think, a very, very good way. I remember I got 4 Kenya rugby players to join the GSU.
Yeah.
One of them is actually here in LA. He plays rugby, professional rugby.
Yeah.
Collins Shikoli. He's a GSU member, but he plays rugby down in Irvine.
Wow.
You know, a professional rugby.
Yeah.
But I got 4 of them to get enrolled in the armed forces because it's a very, very good way for them, number one, to harness discipline, but also number 2, to be of service to their country beyond their talent and their skill. And it also gives them a place to fall back on during the when the skills are open.
Yeah, that's what Samido was saying. Because the people asking, when do you work? He says, I work Monday through Thursday, and I have a very understanding boss. And then I go pray my side hustle Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go back to work on Monday. Okay, now we go to fun stuff. This is a quick fire questions. Are you ready?
Gabe.
Let's go. Best restaurant in LA.
Oh, Fogo Gaucho. I love meat.
You love meat?
I only eat meat. Fogo Gaucho at the Grove.
Okay. Best hangout spot in LA.
It has to be the Manro Club on Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah, it's a VIP club.
Yes.
But also they're the best place to hang out is with me any day, any place.
Oh, good.
Reggae every Sunday night.
Every Saturday night?
Yes.
Which one? Where do you go?
Downtown.
Downtown? Okay.
On Broadway.
Broadway.
Yes. You know with who?
Yes.
The usual suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downtown or Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills?
Yeah.
Any reason why?
Downtown is too crowded, and especially, I always find that maybe I don't understand the culture too much. But downtown, there are many things happening, but at the same time, everywhere. And then I don't like that they close at 1. You know, it doesn't have to come all the way back home.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Best Kenyan dish?
Any day, nyama choma. Yes. And from Lim's restaurant in Seattle on Federal Way, that nyama choma is it.
Is the bomb.
Yeah.
Best American dish?
Well, let me just be honest. I find the food here tasteless. Yeah, so I'm struggling.
You're struggling.
Yeah.
Favorite Kenyan musician?
For your benefit. for her.
No, you.
Well, I think my favorite musicians vary.
Vary?
They vary because of, it depends of the season or the place that those people are in. So
me, even in my dreams.
let me know. I know. For me, I think the thing is, and also understand that I've been a music producer and a promoter for a very long time.
Yes.
So I have a whole plethora of artists
Yes.
who I find to be really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite Kenyan TV show?
Wow. Huh? Is news a show? No.
News? No.
Wow.
Maybe you don't remember them right now.
Yes, I'll have to think back.
Yeah.
You know, I've also been here for 2 years.
Yes, yeah.
And let me just tell you, man, I just forgot a lot about Kenya. You know. Yeah.
Okay, favorite American TV show?
I don't watch TV.
Oh, you don't watch TV?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I could leave that one.
I watch Netflix occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best Kenyan athlete?
Ferdinand Omanyala. The second fastest man on earth.
Okay. American football or the real football?
The real football. I don't understand the American football. I've only been here for 2 years, but also I'm not a very big sports sports guy, simply because I get easily addicted.
Yeah.
And I try not to attach myself to anything which is addictive.
Yeah.
So I used to love sports with my whole heart. And I just said, this thing's gonna kill me one of these days. Let me just surrender now. But I watch anything. I watch basketball. I watch everything. LA Lakers, by the way.
Okay. So football, you said real football. What's your favorite team?
Well, Harambee Stars.
Harambee Stars?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just, and it sounds cliche, but for me, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's good to tell the truth.
Yeah.
This is Real Kenyans in Hollywood.
I used to support Manchester United, and there's a season 15 years ago where we got whipped every day. That thing started giving me actually ulcers for real.
Yeah.
I said I will not do this anymore.
Yeah.
I just gave in.
It's been a pleasure. I'm grateful for having given me this opportunity to have a quick conversation with you. Mine is to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
For whatever endeavor you have, for your next assignment. If it's business, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I just want you to know, I have heard from Kenyans all over. They might not get this opportunity to thank you. So I'm also thanking you on their behalf. Don't forget, you're going back home and you are leaving us here. Only mountains that don't meet.
Yes.
That's what Kenyans say.
Yes.
So feel free
Yes.
to get in touch.
Yes.
I'm here available if you need something.
Yes.
You can always send me.
Yes. I need cash up, but
Cash up is not something you need for me to walk and go.
That's what you meant.
No, if you are in trouble on that end and you needed something,
Thank you.
I would call you.
Thank you so
Because I don't want it to be a scam.
Yes.
So I'm saying, I'm here for you, and I know if I need something over there,
Yes.
I have your number.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's keep in touch.
Yes.
Let's keep the communication open. If you find good opportunities, let me know.
Yes.
You never know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I want to scold you for starting this late.
Starting this late?
Yeah, this show late. Because you see, in LA, we don't have any Kenyan show.
Yes.
At all.
Yes.
In other states, I was on a show yesterday from Boston. Tomorrow I'm on another one from Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm going to do next week's three shows in Seattle by Pacific Waves Media with my friend Kiari Prestige. I'm going to do Kenya Americani, and I'm going to do Tony Chiro's show. But LA does not have anything. And this is very, very important to give a base and a platform to Kenyans in this area of soca to be able to vocalize and to speak, but also to highlight.
Yes.
But also, trust me, next time,
Yes.
we'll get Maridadi Motors to come and sponsor the show.
Yes.
And then they get your audience, you get the support that you want.
Correct.
And we promote Kenya together. If we don't have a platform for us to push our products, we'll just end up in the traditional ones. And Kenyans are not there. Kenyans are here watching you.
Yes.
You've been here for 15 years, you've made lots of friends. I am 100% sure when this show goes out on air, people will watch. Two kinds of people. Those who want to cheer and those who want to jeer.
Yeah.
But we don't care, they'll have watched.
They'll have watched.
Those are eyeballs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, and to everybody in on the West Coast of America, thank you for giving me an opportunity to serve you, and with all my errors, with all my strengths. And we look forward to the next season. I promise you this is not the end.
Yes.
We are still here to make sure that you get the very best of anything that you require. If it's advice, if it's opportunities, if you're stuck somewhere, it's our work to unstuck you. The work does not end, the work actually just begins. Thank you very much, and God bless you, and we'll see you on the other side.